Hello Taurus and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess Tarot. This is your weekly reading. We're moving from Cancer season into Leo season. So Leo being a fixed sign, this may be bringing some, you're a fixed sign energy as well. So it may be sometimes squaring some of your energies or presenting a challenge, but it might just be like a funky day or something like that you have. What I was getting for you when I was getting this image was that you're kind of being drawn into something. And I don't know if you necessarily wanted to be. So it was like you're being pulled in a direction that you're like, I'm happy where I'm at this moment in time. Thank you very much. But it's just you kept being kind of, it was like you couldn't resist this pull. So we'll see what is coming in. It says, I'm willing to change. Okay. I'm willing to release old negative beliefs. They are only thoughts that stand in my way. My new thoughts are positive and fulfilling. So, yeah, I think there's a bit of a challenge to kind of, you are being pulled in a different direction for whatever reason. So let's see what else is coming in at this moment in time. What is the situation that Taurus is looking at this moment? And it is always challenging when you end up in one of your fixed signs energies. So moving into the Leo energy. So let's see what is coming in. But that doesn't mean it necessarily a bad thing. Often it can be a challenge, and when you overcome that challenge, then the reward is even greater, or the sense of satisfaction is even greater because you had to kind of overcome something. We've got the Eight of Shells, quest and renewal. It's interesting because Scorpio, your opposite sign, got the same card. And so, often you can see similarities in the opposing energy of what's going on. So this is where you're on a quest to find something that is more emotionally fulfilling for you. That it feels like you're being pulled in a direction that you might not necessarily be happy with, and it doesn't feel right for whatever reason. So this is where you're getting some very strong messages that is just not fulfilling for you. So it's like, I feel like what's shifting and changing, we have 1-3 Sun Aries. Okay, so 1-3 Sun Aries is about the results that you're getting. So it's kind of like if you're doing the same thing over and over again and it's getting the same outcome and you're getting the same frustrations, or it's not fulfilling, then it's a sense it's time to change it at this moment in time. And so the results are going to shift and change. When the Eight of Shells is when you're walking away from something, or you are detaching from something and going, look, I need to kind of move on from that in some way, and you'll get a positive result coming through with the 1-3 Sun Aries. You'll get a different result that has potentially is more fulfilling than the result that's coming through at the moment with this Eight of Shells. And that's why I like the quest for renewal. It feels like something just has been deeply dissatisfying or even frustrating as well that's coming up as something that is able to shift, which is actually really a really good thing to be able to do that. So, I mean, the Eight of Shells can be where there's a little bit of soul searching. You could be feeling a little bit lost with this energy as well. And so I feel like this 1-3 wants to kind of try and lift you up and out of that as well. We've got the Nine of Cups. It's the card of fulfillment. Okay, so the Eight of Shells is the equivalent of the Eight of Cups, which is the step before this. And so it's like a positive step in the right direction of stepping into your fulfillment energy. The King of Cups, this is the Scorpio energy that we were talking about that's coming in. It's something that runs deep. It's around managing money, emotions, people, managing things with the King of Cups, but it's something that runs deep emotionally. And so the High Priestess, trust your intuition with where this is pulling you at this moment in time. The Strength card, it is going to require some resilience and courage to step into it, and some strength. Quite literally, Strength card always comes out when you're potentially being tested or you're about to step into something big. And there's a relationship here with the King of Cups and the High Priestess as well. So there's something being revealed here. The Ten of Wands, let it go. Let go of it. It's burdensome. It's like you're carrying it. It's a heavy weight. So it's saying, yes, you're strong. You are super strong, but you don't have to carry that around anymore. You don't have to. It's not necessary. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is great. Things are about to shift and change. Things are about to expand and grow. So the Wheel of Fortune does want to expand what it brings in, what it's focusing on here. So if it is that you're focusing on something that's deeply dissatisfying or that is a burden to you, then the Wheel of Fortune go, great, I'll expand that. So it's kind of giving you the opportunity to step into something that is more fulfilling here, that is fulfilling on a deeper level emotionally, and to be able to have the sense, the intuitive sense, to be able to let go of those other energies. And so the Wheel of Fortune can be fate coming in as well. It does definitely bring change, and that's what it's saying. I'm willing to change. So it's kind of saying maybe there's a way that you've been doing something at this moment in time that has been hard on you, or harder than it needs to be, and it's time to let that go. So that's the intuitive message of the High Priestess that's coming through at this moment in time. It could be around a Scorpio as well. Like maybe you're dealing with a Scorpio. Maybe it's a situation you've been trying to manage. Maybe it's someone trying to manage you and you haven't been necessarily enjoying that or appreciating that. So let's have a look at this. We have, okay, 2 cards have come out. We've got Beaver and Gazelle. Quite literally, the beaver is like the worker. It's like the Capricorn energy. It's building things, building dams, constantly building, protecting people, protecting family, trying to stop that water flowing. That it's trying to dam up, put a dam wall up from feelings, emotions, intuition, even for some of you. But for other, it just feels like you're working really hard at something. And the Gazelle energy is have a rest, let it go. The sun's setting on something. The beaver can be around issues to do with family as well. So it's kind of like a family energy. So it does, I do feel like you definitely have been taken on. The Gazelle is like just having a rest. So the sun is naturally setting on something that you've internalized or taken on. And it's kind of, like I said, Capricorn energy of building something or feeling really responsible for something. But yeah, we've also got Earthworm reversed and Unicorn. Okay, so there's new ideas that are coming in with the Earthworm. It reversed, it turns into the element of air, not the element of earth. And it's a very, the Earthworm is the beginning. It's like the Fool card. It's the thing that starts all life. The earth is the thing that everything grows out of. And then the Earthworm tills and makes the soil fertile. So it's about having your mind in this very fertile space at this moment in time. And it is next to the Unicorn, which is very much a sense of unicorn can be like fantasy, fantasizing about things, dreaming about things. So it can be, it's finding the right energy of how much are you idealizing something, or what are your expectations with something? Is this reality or is it a fantasy? It's interesting with the Earthworm energy because, it's kind of asking a lot of those questions really, because you could read it as you could make something a reality that feels like it could be a fantasy, but it could go too far the other way. And that's a little bit like it's just finding the right balance where it's like you've got this complete ideal of this is what it's going to be like, and it might not be that. So, but I do feel like the Earthworm and the Unicorn, I mean, it's like they live in 2 very different realms. The Earthworm is very grounded and earthy, and the Unicorn's in some sort of fantasy land or liminal realm. And it may actually be something that this may be related to a relationship. Maybe you're dealing with somebody that's just, their head doesn't feel like it's in reality here, or it doesn't feel like they're particularly grounded. So it's trying to kind of bring together the 2 realms of the imagination versus what's real and possible as well. And so it's just working with that as well. So it's interesting because it's not necessarily saying to not dream. It could be a dream that's coming in that you're working on here, that it starts small, but you need to be in this fertile space to allow the dream to come through. So it's going to be different for all of you. And I know that that's possibly, I'm getting more, this is like an idea. It's in the idea stage at the moment, this idea of this quest for renewal. So allow yourself to dream a little about it and to see what's coming through. And it's not necessarily, because the Wheel of Fortune does want to expand something. So if you're kind of too burdened and overburdened with something here, you're not allowing yourself to dream and connect in with that intuition and that imaginative space, which the High Priestess is wanting you to connect into. So And it can be dreaming big, thinking big. That's some of the things that can come through with this Wheel of Fortune. But like I said, at some point it may need to be pared down into, because I like the earthworm being there actually, but when it spins around, this is when it's going to be like, okay, this can actually be a reality here. We can start working with this. But for the moment, it's an idea when it's like that. So yeah, it's like dream big, but when it comes down to actually making it happen and making it work, that's when you might need to kind of start bringing it down to that real scale of, okay, how are we actually going to do this? So it's just finding the balance, and it's not wanting to squash anything or squash any dreams, but it's also about, allowing yourself to dream, but understand the process of where it's going to go in the end. And so it really wants you to let go of something heavy here that's been unfulfilling. And the quest for renewal is definitely around this idea that's coming in here. So yeah, beautiful. And yeah, definitely with the moon coming in, trust your intuition. So that's it, Taurus. Thanks so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and look forward to seeing you next time.